Oh my goodness, so excited that I finally get to sit down and film this video for you guys. Do you want to know how many products NYX has? Oh my goodness, there has been so much testing going on over the last couple of months. I have some tea and it's actually warm this time. It's all very exciting. Let's just dive into this. Hello everyone, I'm here today to do a buy on the brand NYX. And NYX is an affordable makeup line out of the drugstore. They have a ton of products, they're constantly launching new things. And you guys have been requesting this for a while now, and every time I want to sit down and film it, they come up with like some giant new collection. I'm like, well, I need to add that to the pile. And as you guys know, with all of my buys, we're gonna do an emoji rating system, and today we're gonna do the present, because Christmas is like almost here, and I feel like that is seasonally appropriate. And I mean, really, anytime I order any makeup and it comes in the mail, I'm like, oh, present! I've split them all up into categories. We're gonna go through everything today, my favorites, my least favorites, and all that fun stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you find it helpful, and don't forget to check out my full playlist on all the different buys that I've done on specific launches, on an entire brand, drugstore, high-end, and all that fun stuff. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And without further ado, let's get into this. So we're gonna start things off with the 5 presents out of 5. This is like the best present you have ever gotten in your entire life. It's what you dream presents to be. It's just like, oh my gosh, it's a unicorn. Like for me, when I was a little kid and I would always hope to come downstairs on Christmas and be like, oh my gosh, it's a pony! My parents never got me a pony. Horses don't belong in the house, Rachel. So these are all of my favorite products from NYX. We'll start with the obvious one because I included it as part of my Top Box collaboration, and it is the NYX Sweet Cheeks Blush Palette. There are 8 shades in here. They have warm tones, cool tones, some are matte, some have a slight sheen to them, and they're all really, really flattering. They are pigmented without being too aggressive. They blend out really smoothly on the skin. I've had a lot of success with this palette and I think it is fantastic. Another palette that I really like from them is their Strobe of Genius highlighting palette. This one contains 7 different shades. Some are more wearable than others. For me personally, I tend to stick to like these 3 right here are the most flattering for me, but I find them to be really pigmented. They're nice and creamy. Just like swatching it right here, like look at that glow. These are a little bit more pricey than some of the other NYX products, but I think they're fantastic quality. Highly recommend them. Another product I really love is their Dewy Finish setting spray. This is just a really good setting spray. It's not mattifying, but it's not super hydrating either. It's just gonna lock my makeup in place and it gives a nice dewy glowiness to the skin. This one is among my go-tos for setting sprays. I keep it in my drawer of like my everyday makeup necessities and I really like it. Now we're gonna get into an eyeshadow palette that I like. This is the Ultimate Multifinish Shadow Palette. This one is in Sugar High. It has mattes, shimmers, and glitters, and I just find them to not only be really creamy and easy to blend out, but the finishes are beautiful. The glitter ones, you definitely need a glitter primer. Like there's no question about it. Stay tuned, I will be talking about that. So these are just 3 of the shades right here. They just blend out really easily and are very beautiful on the eyes. I have Sugar High. I also have Warm Rust, which is also really beautiful. But yeah, I think they're great quality. Next up, I have some lip products that I have been obsessed with lately. They are the Slip Tease ones by NYX, and specifically just these ones. Any of the really light kind of nude and neutral shades. I will talk about the other ones later. They aren't as great. So these are the 3 that I stand by and I think are fantastic. I'll swatch them on my hand so you guys can actually see up close what they look like. They have this almost velvety soft texture to them when you apply it to the lips. They're very hydrating, but it seems to sink into your lips almost immediately so that they dry down to nothing. They wear really well throughout the day. They're not transfer proof, but I don't notice it on like my coffee mug or something like that throughout the day. But these colors are incredible. The quality is amazing. I am in love with these. Next up, as promised, is the glitter primer, and this is just a really good glitter primer. It's as good to me as some of the high-end ones that I've used. What it's gonna do is it's gonna create a very tacky base so that the glitter is going to adhere to it and it's not gonna end up underneath your eyes, and this does the job really well. So yeah, that's all I have to say. It's just really good at holding up the glitter. Next up are some eyeshadow singles. These are their Prismatic eyeshadows. This shade right here is in Mermaid. Like, look how gorgeous that is. I'm obsessed. These are just 3 of the shades right here. They're very creamy, metallic. They blend out really nicely on the eyes. I've used them with Fix Plus, without. I find they work best if you have an eyeshadow primer on first, like a glitter primer or just a regular one. It just makes the color and the metallic sheen kind of pop more. But they're really nice. The only downside to them is that they break like pretty easily. So for example, this one didn't like the bathroom floor and broke into a million pieces. Fortunately, the lid was on, so it kind of contained the mess, and then I just smushed it down with some rubbing alcohol. It's fine. Another one that I really like, this is specific to this one color, is the Liquid Suede Cream Lipstick. This is in the shade Tea and Cookies. This is the only shade that has ever worked for me. It is pigmented, it is matte, it goes on smoothly onto the lips, it dries down, it's not tacky in any way, and I really like the color. It's a nice cool tone pink. It's very flattering, and yeah, but this is the only one that has worked for me. We'll get into the others later. And the last absolute favorite that I wanted to mention are the butter glosses. In specific, I want to mention the Intense Butter Gloss in the shade Apple Dumpling. This color is so flattering. I can't get enough of it. It is very creamy. It is not long lasting, like at all, but the shade is gorgeous. It smooths out your lips. It feels nice and hydrating. They also have ones that are not so intense in terms of pigmentation. So they have ones that are softer. I really like those as well, just like a touch of color. But I had to mention this color in specific because it's so gorgeous. Next up, I want to talk about the products that are a good solid like 3 presents out of 5. They're not my absolute favorites, but they're not terrible either. It's like if you get a pair of pajamas for Christmas, you're like, okay, that's good. Like I'll wear them, but like that's not my like favorite present ever. Okay, that was a bad example because I happen to love pajamas. These are like those practical presents, you know, the ones where it's like, yeah, okay, like bed sheets, great, cool. Like I'm not excited about it, but like it was definitely a need and like I'm glad I have them now, you know? And I will start off with the Vivid Brights eyeliner. Now, I really like them in the sense that the colors are beautiful. They're really bright and super vibrant as per the name. It has a brush tip applicator. I just personally find those to be a little bit more difficult to work with, and it's a very long one too, so I don't know, just a personal preference thing there. The formula also dries down to feel a little bit tight, so if I'm using it for a winged liner, I can definitely feel it on the outside of my eye, but the color is very vibrant. If you don't mind the fact that it has a brush applicator, it's beautiful. I don't like the neon green one. It's very watery in terms of formula. Maybe they've changed it since I've tried it, but that one I didn't love, but the blue and the purple are gorgeous, so yeah. It's good, it's just not my favorite. Next up is the Soft Matte Lip Creams. I know, I can't believe that I'm rating these as a 3 out of 5 instead of a 5 out of 5 because I used to be obsessed with these. But I've just found that over time, NYX as well as a ton of other companies have really upped their game in finding products that not only have strong pigmentation and color selection, but also incredible staying power. So I don't find this as a bad product, it's just I find there are other ones that have better applicators now. It is a bit more of a thicker consistency, very creamy, and so getting it to like into little like crevices in your lips and whatever is a little bit more difficult versus some of the other formulas that are out there now. And so for me, this is not a bad product, it's just not my favorite anymore. This next product, it's not quite a 3, but it's not a 5 either. It's like a solid 3.5, 4. Like I really, really like it, but it's not my absolute favorite. It's the Liquid Suede Metallic Matte Lipsticks, and these are beautiful. I used it in my Sunday haul video, my PR haul, and I had this one on. It's in the shade Pure Society. And it is exactly that. It is a metallic matte. It is really punchy, but it's not too over the top. So you can see the shade right there. As it dries down, it'll become a lot more matte, but it does have that metallic sheen to it, but it's a lot more subtle. And I think these are gorgeous. I think that metallic is really making a comeback, and this is a great way to wear it. The one downside to these is that it rubs off immediately on the inner part of the lip, like super quick time. And not even just from eating or drinking, which I would completely understand, but just from talking, I noticed that it like rubs off in the middle, and it's easy to reapply, which is why it's rated still so highly within the products that are good but not my favorites. But that was one thing that sort of was annoying, is that I would constantly be like, okay, it's already worn off in the middle of my lip, I have to reapply it. So that was the one downside, but other than that, it wears really well. It's a little bit on the tacky side, but not like really obnoxiously so. And so yeah, it's like a high 4. And the last product is an eyeshadow palette, is the In Your Elements Metal palette. And it looks like this. I actually used it in the video I did where my daughter chose my makeup. She chose this beautiful shade right here. But I've been playing around with these a little bit. It is definitely not an everyday palette for me, but in terms of the quality, it is there. They are very creamy. I have no primer on underneath, and they already like stand out so much. They're stunning. They have a nice duochrome finish to a lot of them. Some are darker colors, some are lighter colors. I like that there's a lot of options to mix and match. The one thing is this palette is so expensive. Like, it just surprised me because NYX has always been a really affordable brand, and to see that price tag associated with it, I was like, what? And that's why I rated it more on the 3 scale, because the pricing to me just doesn't seem to fit in with what they've priced everything else at. So if you're gonna use like colors like this on a regular basis, if you really love them, like the quality is there, they're beautiful. But if you're gonna use maybe 1 or 2 metallic shades, like you might as well get the prismatic ones, which is just gonna be a more affordable option. And lastly, the 1 present out of 5. Granted, it is still a present and that is pretty awesome, but this is like the lump of coal present. This is the pair of socks present. I just didn't love any of these products. They did not work well for me. Some of them I know have a huge fan base and a lot of people love them. They just didn't work well for me. So let's just get into this. The first one is the Super Clicky Matte Lipsticks. I don't like the texture of these on my lips. They're really creamy, the colors are great. I like the fact that it has like a teardrop shape. It just made it easier to get into the corners. I don't like this clicky pen thing in order to push up the product. And when I actually put it on, even after letting it set for a bit, I'd smush my lips together to kind of blend the color a bit, and it just like created all these streaks. It was a very waxy like formula. I don't know, just wasn't a fan of these. Another product I just didn't like was the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. When you first apply it, gorgeous. It looks beautiful, but for me, this had 0 staying power, and no matter what primer I put on underneath or any like setting sprays, anything, it just did not last on my skin at all. And I feel like I'm the only one that feels this way because every other person that I've talked to is in love with this foundation. My sister-in-law, Caroline, has really oily skin and she swears by this one. I just didn't found it to be as effective as some other foundations that I've tested. It just didn't work for me. Now I want to talk about the Chromatic Highlighters, and there are a bunch of different ones and they all have different undertones to them. A lot of them are really cool, fun colors like this nice icy blue. I just found that they weren't as impactful on the skin as I was hoping. If I want an icy blue highlight, I want it to pop on the skin, and I just found that these didn't. They were a little bit more chalky to me personally, and again, a lot of people seem to really like these. They just didn't do it for me, and so yeah, I don't love them. Next up is the Sculpt and Highlight Brow Contour. On one end they have a highlighter, and then on the other end they have a pencil, like an eyebrow pencil. And the eyebrow pencil was really, really creamy. I couldn't find a shade that like directly matched with my eyebrows. And also it's just a very big pencil. And so I found that getting it into the brows and getting some nice definition or like brow hairs was really difficult. The highlight didn't pop enough to me. It was very rounded, so it made it difficult to get it like right underneath the brow without getting it into the brow hairs too. So yeah, no, this was a bust. Now getting back to the lip product from the 5-star and talking about the 1-star versions of the Slip Tease lipsticks, the colored ones. These were very, very streaky, and the pigmentation was kind of all over the place with these. They didn't dry down really well. They were a bit more sticky. They were just a lot more work, and I think the nude shades are gorgeous. These ones did not work for me. And the same thing goes for the liquid suedes. This is Life's a Beach, and it's such a beautiful shade, guys, but it is so sticky on the lips, and I couldn't get it to dry down. I tried another color after that because you guys were saying how much you love them, and again, same thing. I just did not like this line except for the one color, Tea and Cookies. Tea and Cookies is awesome. The formula on the rest of them, I did not like. Now on to another expensive palette. This is the In Your Element Fire palette. And this again was another palette that my daughter used on me when she was like choosing my makeup. This color in particular. The mattes I found to be a little bit on the chalky side. The colors just didn't work at all for me. Like I couldn't find a cohesive look out of this palette that made sense to me, and it's expensive. It's an expensive palette, so this would be a no for me. And lastly is the HD Studio Concealer. I've talked about not liking this product before. It just doesn't have enough pigmentation for me, and applying it under, I just find that it blends it all away. I've used my fingers, I've used a brush, I've used a beauty blender. It creases immediately. I don't like the formula of this, and I think there are better ones out there. And that's everything for this buy or buy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Leave me a comment down below if you guys have any requests for future buy or buys. Don't forget to check out the full playlist if you want to see some more reviews. I have some on like full brands, just new product launches, drugstore, high-end, all that fun stuff. So check that out if you're interested. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on new videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And that is everything. I hope you guys are having an amazing, amazing week so far, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Love you girls. Mwah!